Hello and welcome to part 5 of the Brain Ladle Trivia Tilt. I am your somewhat subdued and discouraged host, Davo. We have a. What's so funny, Kels?
Just the discouraged part. Why are you discouraged?
Well, here we are in part 5. I managed to eke out a victory last week, and it turns out that I am so catastrophically behind on points that I have to win every game from here on out. So the pressure is
Small,
on.
small thing to a giant, man.
Mm,
It's a
you know,
small thing to a giant.
well, well, I would like to welcome back our friend of the show, Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hello there. Thank you very much for having me again.
We are excited because this batch of questions, if I'm understanding, is a collaborative effort.
It is myself and another previous question asker, Anthony, worked on this to try to help you guys out of a little tight situation. So
And we genuinely
hopefully,
appreciate it.
I think
Well,
you'll have fun with it. It's October. October's a little bit creepy, and this is a little bit creepy.
yay. I like creepy. But Neil, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to a win.
Well, your confidence is somewhat dismaying.
Wow.
But we're just gonna yeah, we're gonna move right past that because
I was gonna say
I don't want to give
frightening.
him any more airtime. So,
Remember who does the editing?
oh yeah, that's right.
I can give myself all the airtime I want.
Neil, what are the rules of the game?
Didn't we want to say hi to Kels first?
I already did talk to Kells. I'm focused
Didn't
on
we?
a game here, man.
Okay, I guess I zoned out on that.
Yeah, you're. It's all heavy focus. It's heavy focus.
It's cool, Neil.
So the rules of the game are every week we have a topic that none of the contestants know until the host announces it. Then there are 6 categories with 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points, maybe with a few bonus points thrown in here and there. And then a final question, which can vary a little bit. So we'll find out the details when Jeff gets to that point. Those are the rules.
Bring it on.
All right. This week we are going to be talking about cults.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Cults.
And it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of having
Oh.
our standard categories, like history, music, science, each category is going to be about a specific cult.
Ooh. Okay.
interesting.
So it should be yeah. So guess we can go ahead and get started. We'll start with cult number 1. This cult used a popular children's drink to help deliver death to more than 900 people in Guyana. What cult was it? And I will accept the full name or the shortened named, which is pretty much what everybody knows it by.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I am locked in.
Alrighty. Neil, what do you got for us?
I think it was Jim Jones and the People's Temple.
Devo?
I wrote down Jim Jones, and I could not remember the name of the cult, but I know it was Jim Jones.
Alright, Kels?
I also went with Jim Jones, but I didn't know the name of the cult. So the Jones Gang. I don't know.
I like that.
Alright, so Neil and Devo got it correct. It is the People's Temple, and the full
I
name is the People's Temple of the Disciples of Christ.
I did
Devo
not
didn't
say
say
the
that.
People's Temple.
Oh, you didn't say People's
See,
Temple?
it sounds better when I own up to it, Neil, rather than you jumping in and
Sorry.
trying to trump me. So, no, I did not say it. I just said Jim Jones.
Well, Neil, you got it correct with the People's Temple. And the full name is the People's Temple of the Disciples of Christ. Moving on to question 2, can you name the creator?
Yes, I can.
I sure
I'm
can.
like I'm locked in.
Me too.
Also locked in.
All right, Neil.
Jim Jones?
Davo, what do you got?
Going out on a limb and saying Jim Jones.
And Kels.
I'm gonna go with New York rapper Jim Jones.
All right, you all three are correct. Actually, was he an actual rapper? Not him, but was there a Jim Jones?
Well, yeah, there is a rapper named Jim
Okay,
Jones.
that sounded kind of.
It's Jim Jones
All right,
or
question.
Fat Five Freddy up there in the mean streets, bringing people into the People's Temple.
Leave Fat Five Freddy alone.
All right, moving on to question 3. This U.S. congressman was murdered by the People's Temple during his visit to Jonestown.
Doggone it! I know what this.
I know very little about this, so I'm just gonna get creative with my answers, if y'all don't mind.
I know who it is, but the name escapes me, so I'm going to lock in.
I'm locked in.
All right, so everybody's locked in. We'll go with Davo.
I could not remember the name of the congressman. I remember reading about this, but I cannot remember that guy's name. So I locked in with what I think was the state that he was from, and I think he was from Pennsylvania. So, but other than that, I don't remember.
Kels?
Classy Freddie Blassie.
And Neil?
I wrote down Johnson.
No. None of you got that. It was actually Leo Ryan. All right, on to question 4. Name 2 brands of drink found at the massacre.
2?
2.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
All right, Davo?
Well, it got me thinking. This was in the 70s. And so they're out in the jungle in Guyana. I know they need stuff that'll keep. So I went with my 2 favoritist powdered drink beverages things, Kool-Aid and Tang.
All right, Kels, what do you got?
Okay, I went with pretty close to that. I got Kool-Aid and its often maligned cousin Flavor Aid.
Ooh, that is a maligned cousin.
Yeah.
Neil?
Yeah, so this is where the expression "drink the Kool-Aid" came from. But I remember hearing that it wasn't actually Kool-Aid; it was Flavor Aid. But I couldn't think of what else it was, so I stuck with Kool-Aid, and maybe they had both of them. So Flavor Aid and Kool-Aid.
Kels and Niels, you are correct. It was actually both of them that they found there. No Tang in sight. Sorry, Davo.
That's all right.
That was only manufactured for
That was on the moon,
astronauts
though, I
back
think.
then.
Well, I couldn't remember when Tang came out for production for the peoples.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could buy
drinking
Tang
that.
back then.
I remember drinking it in the early 80s, so.
I was being
Damn
facetious.
it. I don't need your facetiousness, man. You're kicking me while I'm down. Flavor Aid.
Like literally.
BS Kool-Aid. Jeez.
You know, not everybody was
I'm
rich
totally
growing up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think Jim Jones was raking in the dough.
Yeah. Kool-Aid was status.
Here's a trivia nugget. Tang actually started long before the space program, until NASA started using it. It became popular because they started using it. So Tang was formulated in 1957 and first marketed in powdered form in 59, says Google.
I thought you knew that from experience, since you have somebody that worked at NASA in your family.
Yeah, he wasn't really in the whole Tang part. He wasn't in the drink department.
The powdered drink division of NASA? You know, our boys who went to the moon, they didn't have Flavor Aid. They went with good old American Kool-Aid.
So that was the end of round 1. What kind of points do we have?
Well, we got Davo with 10, Kels with 20, and Neil with 30.
Not a bad start.
I like it.
That's kind of a Flavor Aid sort of start.
Still generic. All right, we're going to move on to cult number 2. This one should be fun. Name the cult who brought guns to a tank fight and lost.
I'm locked in.
I'm also like that.
I'm locked in.
All right, David, what do you got?
The Branch Davidians.
Okay, Neil.
I remember sitting in a Chinese restaurant in Houston when this whole thing went down. I'm pretty sure you're referring to the Branch Davidians in Waco. Oh, shoot. Maybe I shouldn't have said Waco.
Oh, thank you, Neil.
Kells.
I went with the obvious answer, the Blue Oyster Cult.
I love
When you
that.
bring a gun to a tank fight, you definitely don't fear the Reaper.
Exactly.
Wow.
I deserve at least half a point for that one.
Davo and Neil, you got it correct. It is the Branch Davidians. So, question 2. Name the self-proclaimed Lamb of God of this cult. And I'll give you
Okay.
a bonus. I'll give you actually 2 bonus points if you can give their given birth name as well.
Yeah, I'm still locked in.
I'm locked in.
Is there a question about the year at any point during this category?
I have a feeling you don't like cults very much, Kels.
Or I might not have been alive. Either or.
You were alive.
How old was I, Davo?
You were probably 10. Maybe 10. Yeah, maybe 10.
All right, I'm locked in.
It was all over CNN, though.
Oh yeah, I watched it a lot after Nickelodeon.
Reading Rainbow, then CNN. Headline news.
All right, you gotta get it in, man. Sesame Street can only teach you so much.
All right, Neil.
His name was David Koresh. I feel like he was one of those 3 named people, but I don't remember what it was, so I'm not going to get the bonus.
Okay. Davo.
David Koresh, and I had no idea what his birth name was.
And Kells.
Rocky Maivia, real name Dwayne Johnson.
So, Davo and Neil, you both got it correct. Nobody got the bonus, and his given birth name was Vernon Howell.
Yeah, I don't think you're winning people over with a branch of Vernoner.
No relation to the Gilligan's Island Howells, by the way, if anybody was wondering.
Really?
Yes. Question 3. This cult was an
All right.
offshoot of what religion?
Locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Locked in.
All right, Neil, what do you got?
I think they were a wacky form of Seventh-day Adventists.
Okay. Davo?
I think they were a wacky form of Mormonism.
All right, and Kels?
I'm really happy with this guess now because Neil said it. I said Seventh Day.
Neil and Kels, you both would be correct.
Woohoo! Good job, guys.
Hey, I got one right.
And on to the last question of this cult. How many days did the siege in Waco last?
That's a good question.
Can we have a range?
I guess I'll be nice. I'll give it to you within 5.
Thank you. I like pity points.
5 what?
5
Days, weeks, months, years? 5 days.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
You.
All right, Kels, what do you got for us?
I just took a wild guess. I said 61.
All right, Davo?
I said 18.
And Neil?
I remember it being a couple of months, so I went with 60.
Two of you were close, but nobody got it. It was actually 51 days.
I don't remember it being that long.
I don't remember it at all.
It's kind of funny. I actually remember that only because from the Baltimore Sun down here, they had the front page when it was finally over was just a picture of the compound burning. And it said something like the siege that lasted 51 days. And I had it in my room. I just thought it was kind of cool, I guess, because I was a teenager.
All right, at the end of round two, Davo and Kells are tied with 30, and Neil's got 60.
Sounds good.
No, I'm not feeling great.
We're not even halfway through. Don't be discouraged. Like,
Well, I'm ready now. Let's focus up. All right, bring it in, Kels. 1, 2, 3, win! There we go.
All right, moving on to cult number 3. Question 1. Aliens convinced 2 people that they were the 2 end-time witnesses mentioned in Revelation 11. What cult resulted from this?
Locked in.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, Neil?
I hope it was Heaven's Gate.
Okay, Davo?
Heaven's Gate.
And Kells.
Wait, I thought like a really bad movie that like wrecked the studio.
It was.
It can be 2 things.
You're right. I wrote down the acolytes.
All right. Davo and Neil got it correct. Kells, even though you were close, it's still wrong. Sorry.
Well, it's gonna be the thing with this one, buddy.
You might remember some of this.
You will. Have faith. Like
You
these
were-
people
you
at
were-
Heaven's Gate.
You were near to being a teenager when this one happened.
Maybe if I get some more questions about it, it'll pop into my memory.
It should, except for this next question. Definitely won't.
That hurt a bit.
Sorry.
Wow.
Don't look forward to these 10 points.
He's just telling you to
All right.
take a knee.
So, question 2. Can you name the creators who hitchhiked a ride on a spaceship trailing behind a passing comet? And I'm going to give you 4 points for the more obvious answer and 6 points for the second person that's not as well known.
I know one of them, and I'm locked in. I don't know the other.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Neil, what do you have?
So it's funny when I saw the whole Waco thing go down, it was in a Chinese restaurant. This other Asian restaurant I used to go to lunch to all the time had some magazines, and they had like a copy of Us magazine. I don't know what magazine it was, but it was a big picture of this dude's face. And I must have read the article about it like 8 times because they had the same magazines for like 2 years. His last name was Applewhite.
Okay.
I know there was a woman too, but I don't remember her name.
Davo?
I wrote down Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
And Kells?
Dude, I'm gonna be totally honest. I stopped listening until you said spaceship trailing the comet. So I wrote down Bootsy George Clinton.
That's actually a good guess, but it is not correct. I guess we give the full points to Neil, even though he only had the last name for the one name person.
Did you want his first name?
Yes,
Marshall.
his full name. Okay. All right. So Neil with 4 points and Davo and Kells with none. And the female part of that was Bonnie Nettles.
Bonnie Nettles, and what was the guy's first name?
Marshall.
Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. Okay. He's looked so terrifyingly insane.
He looked like what L. Ron Hubbard should have looked like to me.
Yes. That is right on the money.
It's very weird. So, moving on to question number 3. Can you name the comet that was coming through when this cult started?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I get full
Devo?
points?
It's question 3. Oh,
Yeah.
I get jokes.
Jokes are funny.
Perhaps you meant to say what is the name of the comet.
That's exactly what I meant to say.
Thank you, Captain Pedantic.
Just doing my job.
Yeah. You're here for brevity, I'm here for levity. What? I'm locked in, by the way.
I think we're just waiting for Kells.
I'm sorry. I can only think of 2, so I'm locked in.
All right, Neil, what do you have?
Yeah, I must have read that article like 15 times. It was a comet hail bop.
Ooh, bop, doo, bop. That's not the one I wrote. God dang it.
All right, David, what do you got now?
Shoemaker Levy 9.
And Kells.
I went with Hell Bob. I thought Haley's.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
No, come on.
I wrote it in ink.
So did I. You can't scratch it out.
Neil and Kells are correct. But Dave, I will say, good guess on that. I totally forgot about that comet.
Thank you. Can you ask a question that has to do with it, please?
Not cults.
I really want some points.
All right, what was the wrong answer that Davo got in category 3, question 3?
I'm locked in.
All right, moving on to the last question. What was the brand of shoe and the shoe name kind of / type that all of the members of this cult were wearing?
What?
You know how they have like you got Adidas Shellheads, you got Reebok Classics, you got Nike Jordan Airs. I'm looking for the name of the shoes.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Hey, Kells.
Yeah, Davo.
I wonder if the article that Neil read 78 times eating lunch at a Chinese food restaurant told him this answer.
They probably answers. He's probably holding the shoes up on the cover.
No, I remember the brand, but I don't know what kind of shoe it was. So I'm just gonna.
I could do half points. Do half point for the maker and half points for the actual shoe name.
Like the model.
Yeah.
So 5 points for make, 5 points for model.
Yes.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Oh, Honda Civic.
All right, Dave.
I remember they were black Nikes because everybody had this kind of uniform, and they were black Nikes. I don't remember the model of the shoe, so I wrote down Nike Cross Trainers.
Okay. Kels?
Well, I was gonna write down Reebok British Knights, just because I haven't had an opportunity to write down since I was a child. But I wrote down Nike Air Ones.
And Neil.
Yeah, they were definitely Nikes, but I don't recall what version.
Okay. Not bad, you guys. Everybody got Nike correct, so everybody gets 5 points. And they were Decade.
Decade.
They were Nike Decade. Yes. Not decades, but Decade.
Never heard of those.
And a little nugget. with a kind of question, you won't get any points for it, but do you know the reason why they picked that shoe?
Um,
No.
I don't.
Plantar fasciitis relief.
What?
Good arch support.
I have no idea.
Or were they on sale? It was probably something mundane like they were on sale.
You were pretty much correct. It was actually the best deal they could find for 40 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, see?
They ended up paying
Even when you're going to fly in a
$13.
spaceship.
Yep, they ended up paying
$13?
$13.71 per pair.
Jeez.
Dang, we should start our own cult so we get cheap kicks.
These must be like dog ugly shoes.
Actually,
are
they're
dog
not bad. They're
dog
black
ugly.
with white swooshes. I mean, you can
Yeah, but they're
So just generic.
yeah. Funnily enough, if you look them up on eBay now, just because they were, connected to the cult, those shoes sell for $6 to $7 grand a pair.
Are you kidding me right now?
Wow.
That is ghoulish.
I was hoping you were going to ask what the I think they had some patches or something on their uniforms that said I think it said Heaven's Gate away team, because they thought when they were
What?
killed, they thought when they killed themselves that their souls were going to go up to the spaceship behind this comet, so they were the away team.
I did read that, but I did not put it in the questions. All right, moving on to cult number 4.
Let's do our halftime scores.
Oh, crap.
Must we?
We
I'm
must.
so not interested in those scores.
Well,
I'm gonna go get a popcorn. You want some, Dave?
Yeah, get me that. Get me some with seasoned salt.
Davo and Kells are tied with 45 points, and
Yay.
Neil has 89 points.
Oh,
If
So
we
I have a-
combined up, we could be ahead
Yeah.
by 1.
that is outstanding.
Oh,
Hey, it's anybody's game.
yours. Yeah.
Okay. Feels like, well, interestingly enough, as I was sitting in the Arctic Circle memorizing pi up to the 357th position, I happened to walk
Hey.
across.
You know what? It's not my fault. I have more life experiences than you guys do.
Well, apparently they involve sitting in Chinese restaurants reading magazines that help you win trivia contests.
Who does that?
20 years later.
20 years later.
Actually, that one was Heaven's Gate. That would have been like the mid 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this tilt. Kels and I aren't, but if you would like to talk to us about the tilt, we are on the Twitter at Ladle Brain. We are on Facebook. You can email us directly, Neil at brainladle.com, Kels at brainladle.com, and Davo at brainladle.com. And should you want to support the podcast, we have a Patreon. Go ahead and look us up there. Anything you can do will help the show get better and better.
You was in the pocket, baby. You was in the zone. You was threading the needle, baby. That was all you. I ain't never seen nothing like it, man, since I saw Joe Montana in high school, baby.
Kells,
beautiful.
you're wasted on a stupid trivia podcast, man.
I don't know. This is the best Obama I've heard. So, halfway through the game, we're moving on to cult number 4. This cult is responsible for multiple murders, but is most famous for the murder of Sharon Tate.
Locked in.
And actually, I will give you a bonus if you can name any of the other people murdered there as well. Give you 2 points per person.
I'm locked in.
I'm unlocking in while I think about that bonus.
I'm locked in. Consarn it.
I'm re-locking in.
I'm relocking in also.
All right, Davo, what do you got for us?
Manson's Children? I can't remember the name of the cult.
Got any bonus answers for us?
No.
All right, Kels.
I went with the Manson family.
Okay.
And
Any bonus answers?
the unborn Sharon Tate child. I don't know.
All right, Neil.
So I did a question about this once. For the podcast, I don't remember which one it was, but the name of the cult was the Manson family. So besides Sharon Tate, she was like 8 months pregnant or something like that. So I put down baby Tate, and then the one of the heirs to the Folgers uh, fortune was there and got murdered as well. So I said Folger.
Rick Folgers? I don't know.
Folgers coffee.
I know Rick. I don't know. It's probably not Rick.
So Neil and Kells got the actual cult name correct. And Neil, I'll go ahead and give you 4 points for your answer. Sorry, Kells, you did get the Sharon Tate baby. We're counting that as 1. Neil got that as well, and I'll give him the 2 points for Folger. It was Abigail Folger. And there was also Jay Sebring, Wojciech Frykowski, and Steve Parent.
Do you remember from that question I did before who was supposed to be there but ended up not going at the last minute?
I do, but I don't know if there'll be a question again. So
okay.
I do remember that question though.
Okay.
So I paid
Dave,
attention
were you
in
there?
class.
I am. I'm just sulking. Because I knew the name of that. I just brain farted.
It was a wet one too.
Yeah.
It's funny, out of the 3 of you, I would think Davo was the second creepiest next to Neil.
See, I am. See, I totally own that. I am. And I'm just,
but I disagree. I think Davo is creepier than I am. So just throwing that out there.
Neil just seems like the perfect serial killer. He's so level. Like his whole backyard could be bodies and nobody would ever know.
He seemed like such a nice guy.
Yep. He's so quiet.
So Neil is the walking embodiment of he seemed like such a nice guy.
All right, question number 2. Upon leaving the murder scene, members used the victim's blood to write this on the door. What did they write?
On the door?
I'm locked in.
On the door.
Locked in.
There were a few things that were written. I don't remember what was written where. I'm locked in.
All right, Kells, what do you got?
I wrote down Helter Skelter.
All righty, Davo.
Helter Skelter.
And Neil.
I'm pretty sure that on the front door they wrote pig.
Neil, you are correct.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
They were taunting the police.
Yes, we know what that pejorative means.
I just thought they were Porky fans.
Because they were trying to, well, see, I can't give any trivia nuggets because I don't know what the next questions are going to be.
Please give some nuggets. We could use some handouts.
You'd probably be safe with a nugget here.
Well, they were trying to start a race riot, so they wanted people to think that it was black guys came in and did this murder and wrote pig to taunt the police, I think.
You're correct.
But doesn't everybody call police pigs?
Probably. Well, they weren't very smart. I don't know if you knew that about them.
Are we questioning the logic of the Manson family?
Oh, man.
The whole plan was somewhat flawed.
There were some holes. Some holes.
All right, question number 3. This beach boy allowed the Manson family to stay at his home, costing him approximately $100,000.
Back then.
Oh, come on. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
All right, Neil.
I think it was Brian Wilson.
Okay. Davo?
It was the drummer, and I don't know, but I think his name was like Mick Jones or something like that.
All right, and Kels?
Brian Wilson.
Nobody got it that time. It was actually Dennis Wilson.
Oh man. Well, I wasn't gonna get that. I could only think of one.
Was he the
Who
drummer?
was the other Wilson?
Yes, was he the drummer?
I think Dennis was the drummer.
See?
That's close to Mick Jones.
It is. Okay, you know what?
I've never purposely listened to the Beach Boys.
Neither have I.
I will say though that
Really?
Mick Jones was in the Clash at guitarist, so you were kind of
that didn't help at all.
kind of close. He
Nope.
wasn't the drummer of the Beach Boys. No. Okay.
Nope. I'm not going there. Nope.
So, fun little trivia nugget. Dennis Wilson said that most of the expenses were due to buying cars, clothes, food, and penicillin shots for their persistent gonorrhea. Question number 4. Lynette Squeaky Fromm, a Manson family member, was sentenced to life imprisonment after attempting the assassination of this U.S. political figure. Who was it?
Locked in.
Locked in.
All right, I'm locked.
All right, Neil.
I think it was Gerald Ford.
Okay. Davo
Gerald Ford.
and Kells.
Gerald R. Ford.
Clean sweep that round. All 3 of you got that correct.
Didn't the gun misfire? She was like at almost point blank range, and the gun misfired or something.
I don't know that it misfired, but she definitely had it pulled, and that's when she was got. So what do we have for points at the end of cult number 4?
Davo has 55, Kells has 67, and Neil has 123.
So now if you add our scores up, we still lose.
Hey, it's still anybody's game.
So we will move on to cult number 5. And question 1. This cult started in India, then moved to Oregon before moving back to India again.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Alrighty, Davo, what do you got?
I am officially punting because, and I will tell you why. I started, and this I don't even mind if this gives a question away later on in this cult. There is a Netflix documentary series about it. I started watching it, and it was a boring cult. I didn't get past the first episode. So I am punting on question 1.
All right. Kells?
I had no idea, so I just wrote the Ministry of Darkness.
That's a good guess. Neil?
Devo, I watched the entire documentary.
Of course he did. He co-produced it.
And
Yeah.
I cannot recall the name of the cult. But you're right.
What?
They were extraordinary. Well, I watched it like a year ago.
I started it, and I couldn't get past the first show. I was like, good Lord, something happened.
But yeah, I mean, their big scandal was like they wanted to build this town out in the middle of Oregon. Ooh, scary.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where's the juice?
So
I didn't punt. I said Krishna, but I know that's not right.
All right. Yeah, nobody got it that time. It was the Rajneesh movement.
Mm.
Rajneesh.
There was also a couple other names that they would have used, but the Rajneesh movement was the actual. So nobody got that correct. It's a little disappointing.
Sorry.
A little disappointed. That should be my game name now.
That'll be the answer to number 2 for me. So, question number 2. Give me one of the 4 names of this cult leader that he used for himself. He's changed his name quite a few times. Anyone is full points.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
All right, Neil, what do you got?
I want to say that he named the cult after himself. So I put Rajneesh.
All right, Devo,
Ravi Shankar.
Kels.
I went with the more serious answer, Davo, of Quackadilly Blip.
Neil was the closest, but did not provide the full name. So the four names he went by were Chandra Mohan Jain,
Hmm.
Akira Rajneesh, Bhagwan Shri Rajneesh, and Osho.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Osho. I remember them using that name a lot in
Yeah,
the documentary.
Osho was the last name when he kind of chilled out a little bit before the end of his life. All right, this is something you guys might remember.
Sure.
Question number 3. What did this cult do in an attempt to incapacitate voters to hopefully win 2 of 3 seats of the Wasco County Circuit Court?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I am also locked in.
All right, Neil, what do you got?
I think they tried to poison a whole bunch of people to keep them from voting.
Okay. Devo
I said they tried to poison people.
and Kells.
I said that they released balloons of Joker gas at parade, backed by Prince's song Trust.
Well, Devo and Niels, I'll give you half credit for that answer. What they actually did was sprinkle salmonella culture on salad bar ingredients in 8 different restaurants.
They just didn't want to. They just wanted to give everybody the runs so that they couldn't run to the polls.
Pretty much. And it's kind of crazy.
How ben?
It actually kind of destroyed that town because people were afraid to go out and eat or do because they were, scared of another attack after it happened. And it was actually the first bioterror attack on U.S. soil. And they ended up poisoning 751 people.
Does that mean Chipotle is a cult?
Crap.
No.
Oh, it absolutely is a cult.
Yeah, you might be right on that.
Yeah, that was a little bit better thought out than the whole Manson family thing.
It was.
If we could have gotten them together, man, they could have really done something.
Oh, no salad would have been safe in the greater Los Angeles area.
So last question for this category. How many people died from the food poisoning attack? And I'll give you full points if you're within 15.
Holy crap.
I didn't know they were successful.
How many people died from this attack?
Now I feel bad for joking about salad bars.
That's why they have that sneeze barrier over top of them.
Yeah. Sneeze guards there for your protection. I am locked in with an answer.
I'm locked in.
I am too.
All right, Devo.
35.
All right, Kels
40.
and Neil.
It seems like such a stupid way to actually poison anybody or to make them sick that I think this is a trick question, and I said 0.
That's what I want.
Although I probably should have gone with 15, but anyway, yeah, I went with 0.
Neil is correct.
I knew it. I knew it.
You have the audacity to throw in a trick question. How dare you?
The funny thing is, like, me and Anthony were like, well, Neil is going to break this down. He's going to be like, well, I was reading a CDC report on salmonella sickness, and it said only 1.2 people a year die from salmonella sickness, so I'm going to say 0 people.
He read the article at a Greek restaurant that he liked to go to.
So, points after round 5?
Devo has 60, Kells has 67, and Neil has 138. It's still anybody's game.
Neil, why are you lying to the people?
So moving on to cult number 6. This cult, which was started in Huntington Beach, California, preached against evolution, moral decay, and Western society, but was perfectly fine with pedophilia. What was this cult's name?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Sure, I'll play along. I'm locked in.
All right, Neil, what do you got?
So when I lived in Huntington Beach, there was this building.
Oh, Christ.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm
I had no
No, he's
idea.
not.
I had no idea. I guessed the family because I can't think of anything else.
All right, Devo.
I went with the Moonies.
All right, and Kells.
With the Beach Boys.
Actually, now, Devo makes me have to look something up, only because I don't know that he's correct, but
Just say that I am. That's fine.
I don't know that that's the way this works.
all right, no. I've been reading too much about cults. All right, so
They all blend together after a while.
so nobody got this correct. It was actually the Children of God, and they've changed their name like 4 or 5 times throughout the years, and right now they're considered the Family International. So Neil was kind of close, but not close enough.
I didn't even know that was a cult. I thought I made it up.
Maybe we can start it.
The rest of this category is going to go real well. So, can you name the founder of this cult? What is his name?
Odds are not good.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right, Neil,
Lucky Johnson.
Devo,
Dizzy Gillespie.
and Kells.
Brian and Dennis Wilson.
It was David Berg.
Oh, David Berg.
From the Berg family. All right, moving on to question 3. Young female Children of God members were used as bait to lure in new cult members. What was this tactic referred as?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
All right, Devo.
I wrote catfishing, but I don't think that's quite right. When everybody else gives their answers, I would like to give a secondary answer.
Neil?
Yeah, based on I think you put a hint in the question. I said fishing.
And Kells.
I said hooking for love in all the wrong places.
That's pure genius, but incorrect. Neil and Devo actually came the closest with fishing, but they called it flirty fishing. Which just sounds really
Well, that's
creepy.
lame. That is lame.
That sounds
Flirty
really
fishing.
creepy when you're talking about young female children.
That's gross.
Yes, the better word for it.
Flirty fishing. Gosh.
So what was your other answer?
I was going to say they were using the children as a honeypot, but
Oh, okay.
like they went with the much more obvious and 10 times as creepy flirty fishing.
Yes. All right. Last question of regulation. It's got a bonus attached to it as well.
Oh boy, I'm in it to win it, man.
So the first part, this first question, you can actually name any one of the family members, or you can give the family member's last name. So this celebrity's family were members from 1972 to 1978. And then the bonus is to name the other celebrity that's not part of that family that was raised in the cult as well.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Alrighty, Devo.
I had a plethora of answers for this question because I can kind of remember certain celebrities were involved with cults back in the day. But these are the two I wrote, but I have another set. So if I'm wrong, can I say the other set?
Afterwards, sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. After everybody gives their answers.
Yeah.
I think the Phoenixes, like Joaquin and River, were in the cult, raised in the cult. And the other celebrity who I believe was a member of this cult was Rose McGowan.
Alrighty. Neil?
The only family I could think of was Kardashian. I don't think that's right. I think Devo's answer sounds a lot more right because they're an odd group of people. And I remember that there was a young actress who was in a cult. I couldn't remember who it was. I went with Shannon Doherty.
Okay. Kels?
I remember the Phoenixes having like a weird upbringing. I didn't know it was cultish, but I wrote down the Phoenixes, and as my other celebrity, I had no idea. I just wrote down Lindsay Lohan.
That's a damn good guess. Davo got both of them correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Devo.
Davo got that. And
Yes.
Kels got the main question correct.
All right.
So that was
Now,
very
how many
good.
points was that for me? 12?
Yes.
Nice. See, initially I was going to say the Voights, like John Voight, because I thought he was involved in a weird cult too. And then the other celebrity would be Angelina Jolie. But I'm glad I went with my.
All right.
So it's not a runaway score. Devo has 72, Kells has 77, and I got swept in that round, so I still have 138.
Ooh, if we double our scores, he can crush us by fewer points.
No, that's great. If I double my score, I still can't win. So
Sure, you can.
if you bet and
Let
lose,
me give you some.
Yeah, if you decide not to
Hey,
math
Devo.
just a little bit.
Oh
Devo,
yeah, there we go.
72
there we
times
go.
2 is 144. So.
I was off a bit. Just look, man. I'm. The gazintas aren't my thing. They're your thing.
All right. So for the final question, we're going to be talking about music. So I'll let you guys decide your wagers.
I've decided.
All right. Final question category is music. The Manson family leader, Charles Manson, attempted to incite racial violence inspired by perceived coded messages in Beatles songs. There were 13 songs he had been quoted as talking about. Name 6 of them for full points. All right. 90 seconds from now. Go. The songs are I Will,
Nope.
Nope.
Honey Pie,
Got that one.
Nope.
Nope.
Don't Pass Me By.
Nope.
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 Your Blues.
Nope.
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 Some of these I didn't know were songs.
Blue Jay Way.
No.
Just goes to show how crazy Manson was.
Pizza Beatles songs.
Wow.
Sexy
God.
Sadie.
Deep cuts.
No,
Nope.
I know that song, but I don't.
Nope.
Rocky
I'll go right
Raccoon.
Oh, I've heard of that one, but nope.
I got that one.
Nope.
Happiness is a Warm Gun.
I got that one.
Nope.
Wow.
Blackbird.
Got it. Yay.
I got one.
Helter Skelter.
Yay.
Got that one.
Got that one.
Piggies.
Nope.
Revolution 1.
No. Oh, I
Oh,
bet Revolution
no.
9 is one too, also, huh?
And Revolution 9. Who had
Doesn't help if you just wrote down Revolution, huh?
Technically Revolution 1 could just be considered Revolution because I did see it posted both ways as Revolution and Revolution 1, so we can take that. I don't think that's going to help you, but
No.
It won't, because Hey Jude and I Am the Walrus and Strawberry Fields Forever and Laura Rigby, Beatles songs that I know, they didn't show that off.
So did anybody get 6?
I got 4.
I got 2.
I got 3.
Wow. We really got you this time, guys.
You kicked us up and down the street with this one. Well, us meaning Kells and me. Neil, I'm so...
Kells I could kind of understand, but us old guys, I mean, cults were a thing when we were younger because there really wasn't that much else going on.
It was just hula hoops.
Kicking the can.
Kicking the can down the block and news of the week for the cult.
Yeah. So what kind of wagers did we have that round?
Kells. Oh wait, let's start with Davo because he was behind.
I bet it all. I bet it all.
Okay, Davo ends up with 0. Kells.
Well, I bet Davo's total now because I did not feel comfortable with this category at all. So I bet nothing.
So you I ended up with, I bet I was wagering 7 and got 131 total.
Well,
So it looks like Neil is our champion.
Neil is the first annual primed ladler. He is the man. Wow. He's the recipient,
inaugural.
He's the inaugural winner of the golden ladle. Kells, I believe you have the silver ladle. And I get to clean up after y'all. Yeah, I have a regular black plastic ladle. That's fine. It works. Congratulations on that victory, Neil.
Thank you.
And you will be carrying
from here.
You will be carrying the title of the Golden Ladler for the next until we do this again. So whenever that may
Probably in a month or two.
Not a month or two.
Sure that was planned as this one was.
We did just kind of throw this together, so we'll figure it out better next time. Maybe in January or February we'll do another one.
I think we could do them quarterly. I think that works. But thank you all for listening. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff and Anthony, for kicking my brain down the road. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you. You're welcome back anytime.
I would love to come back, and me and Anthony have actually planned out a few more. So whenever you guys are ready, just let us know.
Do they involve cults?
Maybe the Indianapolis variety.
They don't, but it is October, so we've been thinking about a couple creepy things.
I like creepy.
So maybe you guys can figure a way to have us back before the end of October.
You got it.
It'll kind of fit in with a little theme.
We'll get you back as soon as possible because I want to start redeeming myself. Ending the tilt on a big goose egg is not the way I wanted to go out, but sometimes you go big, sometimes you go home. You know what I mean? Well, thank you everybody for listening to the first annual, the inaugural Brain Ladle Trivia Tilt. You can catch us on Twitter at LadleBrain. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us at our website, brainladletrivia.com. You can email us directly, neil@brainladle.com. Send him a message. Let him know how happy you are for him to be winning this tilt. You can email Kells and say, hey, that's an amazing Obama impression. You should do it more often. At Kells@brainladle.com. And you can email me all of your condolences at davo@brainladle.com. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our patrons. Susan, we love you. We love the support. We thank you very much. If you want to be like Susan, supporting this wonderful show, check us out on Patreon. Every little bit helps. So, from everybody here, from Jeff.
Thanks again, guys. Had a great time.
Neil.
I'm coming down fast, but I'm miles above you.
And Kells.
That hurt.
Yeah, it did.
That was from Helter. That was just a lyric.
Signing off.
Didn't mean anything.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.